been working on the railroad all the live long day.
We're here at the Three Forks Museum here in Beattyville today, and was glad to share some date nails here with the folks here in the community. And I've been collecting date nails since well over 40 years now, since the late 70s. And started out with the L&N. The L&N had several branch lines in Kentucky from Bardstown to Springfield, which is still in operation today. But from Bardstown to Springfield is now long gone. And also the Greensburg branch, Booneville branch, a lot of these nails came from around the Shelby County area and Spencer County here in Kentucky. And also on the old road between Frankfort here and Winchester. A lot of nails were found along that road before it was upgraded. And over the years, I've been collecting them. I've joined the. Actually, I started out with a friend of mine named Ed Stover. He was from Louisville, and I was actually from Louisville myself. And we started out hunting nails, actually in Louisville there, and then went out to the branch lines. But Ed passed away in 1994, and he was a member of the Texas Date Nail Collectors Association, and had been trading back and forth with a lot of guys that collected nails from different parts of the country, and was able to accumulate some nails from different railroads. So I joined the association after Ed passed away, and kind of continued on his legacy. But it's a great organization, and we're just a bunch of nail nuts. We didn't have this time collecting nails, and just to get out and walk into the old lines back. I have great memories of that, and finding them in the ties in certain places, and once they were gone, that was it. And then they came in there and took up all the lines, but the long forgotten railroad lines will never be forgotten as long as there's a few date nails around to remind us that but these date nails were actually started to give record when the tie was installed, and also they experimented around with different treatments back in the 1900s. I guess was around at the time when we had a kind of a timber shortage in this country, and the railroads were their biggest consumer of wood products with the ties. So they experiment with different types of treatment, and they also would use different types of wood, which wood was the best to use to give them the longest lifespan. So, but the date nail, that was originally the purpose of the date nail, to give them a record of how long the lifespan of a tie was, or a pole. We see all poles, utility poles, same way. So, but the same type of treatment was used in the poles, was used in the ties, because the railroads had the communication lines all went along the line, their rail lines as well. And I know for a fact the L&N treated their own poles that went along the line. It was actually their treatment facility was located in Guthrie, Kentucky, down around the Bowling Green area, where they first started. In 1913 was the first L&N date nail, and they used them up to 1939 in the ties, and from 40 to 42 you'll find in the poles along the lines. But everything's gone now. But if you see an old pole laying around somewhere, you might always check them. But it's just kind of got in my blood. But it's but I always check out if I see a parking lot somewhere that's got some railroad ties in it. A lot of times I'll pull over and take a look at them. You see the shank markings on the nails, and they all had a distinguished that would identify the. Some of them had little diamonds up here and little T's, and all stood for the company that actually manufactured the nail.
Cool.
So, but it's like anything. I guess it gets in your blood, and as far as the hobby goes, that I've got good memories of over the years with my friend Ed, and collecting. Been in several shows over the years, Actually hosted a show in Shelbyville a couple times in '01 and '05, where we had nail collectors come in from all over the country. So, like I said, a lot of these are nail. I tried to bring a collection here of all the nails from railroads that came into Kentucky. One of them was of course the L&N, and then we have the IC right here. The IC had a line between Paducah and Louisville, which is now the Paducah-Louisville Railroad, and a lot of the nails we actually pulled here. And there's the C&O Railroad. I actually found very few nails off the C&O here in Kentucky, but these were, fortunately, we have some other collectors that have found them, and I was able to trade and accumulate and put together a set of C&Os. And here's the North Fork and Western, which also goes into the far east Kentucky, over run out of South Williamson, West Virginia into Kentucky. And here's the N&W set. So that's kind of put the N&W and C&O all together, because they were kind of eastern railroads. And then we have other railroads I've put on here, like the Wabash, Virginian, nickel plates, which all kind of fell under the banner of the North Fork and Western here. And we also have the Pennsylvania Railroad. If you ever go to Louisville and see the longest railroad bridge in Louisville was actually built by the Pennsylvania Railroad. It's now the Louisville and Indiana Railroad operates it out of Louisville on old Pennsylvania tracks. And also got a few power company nails here in the poles I found here in Kentucky. Here's Kentucky Power, and we had the Kentucky Tennessee Light and Power, which was a company that was taken over by the Kentucky Utilities. And there's a few tags and stuff I put on here to kind of go with it. And then we also have the this up here I've accumulated in trades, these were found in northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area, Cincinnati Gas and Electric, Ohio Power. But these are really the closest ones to our area right here, in this section here. So, and then I've got them from all over the country right here, and representing different utility companies, and the lumens here, but that was actually how much power a light pole would put out. This represents a collection of nails that were installed by the treatment companies from around the country. A lot of the railroads outsource their ties to these different creosoting companies, and some of these nails could be found in railroad ties as well as utility poles as well. But there's some here from the Pacific, from the California area, Gulf states, and down south, so Colorado. But they're just from all over the country here. Very few of them have been that I've found of these in Kentucky myself. The only one I ever found was this right here. This is a Taylor and Croquette, or the name of. This was out of Hardin County, down around the E-Town area. I found it in a pole one time. If you want to come over and take a look at some date nails, I'm able to do this again sometime, where I bring some more, bring this assortment back over. But we're going to be having the L&N set. It's going to be on permanent display here at the museum. So if you want to come over, and for all of the guests, you can take you home with some souvenir date nail. It's been an honor to be here today, and thank you for inviting me and making date nails part of the Three Forks Historical Museum here in Beattyville, Kentucky.
In the morning, can't you hear the captain shout?